Let's do. You see anybody waiting there? Participants?
No.
Just myself.
Yeah, I don't know if we talked about this last time, if we have, just ignore me, but under the documentation here about the living will and the trust and everything, one of the things that I recently learned about is the transfer on death deed, which is really critical because it, like, if you own property and you don't want to go through the probate process, like you say you die and you have all this documentation, that is excellent. But if you own a home and you want to leave it to whoever, if in the state of Maine, it's legal for you to have a transfer on death deed, and that property, your real estate, instantly goes to the person you designate outside of the probate process.
Regardless of whether or not you are on main care or you collect any.
I
Thing
mean,
that the state would have to come after for being hospitalized in a nursing home, because there's something called state recovery.
Mhm.
And so the state will come after anything that you all, oh, somebody's on. Sue Bradshaw,
For even for like payment for medical care.
that's correct,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Hey, Sue. She's not.
Yeah, she doesn't have her audio
She
on.
doesn't have, she's muted. That would be a good question for a lawyer, but,
Because
yeah,
I believe the state has the right for state recovery if you get put into a nursing home and say you've exhausted all your funds. And then you have to go on state help,
right, on me here.
then state does come after. If there's nobody else living in the house, say your
Mhm.
spouse, for example, the state does come after a state recovery. They will allow, like, for example, your son
Mhm.
to purchase
Mhm.
the property
Mhm.
for the amount that's due to the state.
That's
That's
a good
how,
question for a lawyer, because I
Yeah.
thought, my understanding was the transfer on death deed superseded everything else.
it doesn't supersede state law and
Mhm.
state owed monies.
We've just been redoing our wills with our attorney and she said nothing about that. Haven't heard anything about that.
Ask about it really, because it's,
I don't see Sue, do you?
no.
Hey,
My-
Sue,
Hey, my
the
video,
videos? Yeah, that's
it's not
fine.
working, but I've got you on voice.
Okay, all right, very
Hi,
good.
Sue.
Good afternoon, good evening. How is everyone?
Good, we're all good. Thanks for
Oh,
joining
three of
us.
us are good.
There is only 3 of us here tonight. I don't know if you can see us all.
I can see two of you at the same time, but I think if I change it to gallery, I can.
Okay, I'm hoping that voice hops on, but I don't know.
There's only 29.
She said something about joining via Zoom tonight.
Right.
I
So
saw that, yeah. And you were talking, so I didn't want to interrupt. That's why I didn't.
Yeah,
One person.
we were talking about Kim's newsletter and Gail was mentioning about a deed transfer upon death. And so we weren't sure. But I'm almost thinking if you,
I
Pass.
believe that if somebody goes into a nursing home, that they would sell the property for what was owed to the nursing home.
yes. Which a lot of times that's covered by state funding,
Mhm.
for either main care or,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, that's my understanding too. But I'm not gonna hold the meeting up. I mean, I know that there's only 4 of us here and But I do want to go down through, I did revise the calendar when I sent it out, but I'll bring you up to date as we go along. So sorry for the last minute agenda. I absolutely forgot that it was our meeting. And so around noontime, I'm like, oh my gosh,
I
it's our
know,
meeting tonight.
I know, I wouldn't remember.
Well, it's a little bit earlier. We're not thinking the end of the month until the 28th or 29th or 30th, so
Yeah, that's true.
understandable.
That's true. But, so we have the minutes, which didn't get sent out electronically, but we're gonna sit here and review those. If that's okay with you.
That's fine. Would you send them to me after the meeting? After,
I will. I will.
okay,
Sorry, I didn't get them out sooner. I was late today. This
You're fine. You're forgiven, Betty. We're all volunteers here, so. Right, so I make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Seconded.
Everybody in favor?
Yep.
Okay.
yes,
I'll send them out to you, Sue. I gotta write myself a note though, send to Sue.
thank you.
You're welcome. Actually, I'll send them out to the whole committee. All right, so the May calendar, I did not do a calendar app just because I was so last minute. So while the craft day is going great and people are attending that, not a lot, but a few. We have the movie Monday that there has been no volunteers to sign up. So that is something that, you know, we're moving into summertime. Are we gonna continue with that program, or I don't know what the thoughts are. I mean, I feel kind of bad only because I know that there were a few attendees. And I actually thought I would be able to get out of here on Monday afternoons, but as it happens, we have somebody that leaves every other Monday at 1:30, and it would leave us short-handed in the office. So I'm gonna see what I can do to get something out on Facebook to see if we can't get that covered. Maybe for May and June, I'm not sure. Because I know come July and August, we didn't have a large attendance, but you know, the weather's nice, everybody wants to be outside at that time. The next thing was, that wasn't on your agenda, Sue, was a plant swap day,
Mhm.
which is on,
June 3rd.
it is on Kim's, newsletter.
Yes,
So we're gonna schedule that for June 3rd. And I've already lined that up with our recreation director, so we have that facility from like 9 to 1.
at NBCC.
At NBCC. It's gonna be, I'll do up a flyer. And it's gonna be indoor and outdoor plants. And I've also created a partnership with the Belgrade Historical Society. Because they want to do a book signing. They recently put a book out, a new book for Belgrade. There's a lot of pictures in it. It's a very nice book. It is for sale down to Oliver's bookstore. But I feel like somehow if we start coordinating efforts to get more people and more attendees, at our events, then more people will find out about information that's going on. So I've talked to Diane Dowd, who is the Historical Society Chair, and Eric Hoagland, who actually wrote the book, will be in attendance that same day from 10 to 1 to do a book signing.
What day is that?
It's gonna be on Saturday, June 3rd.
The day of the plant swap.
Yeah, the same day as
Oh.
the plant swap. So to try to just coordinate multiple small events that are going on, because they'd like to have a good turnout. We'd like to have a good turnout, and I think trying to coordinate efforts like that is gonna be very helpful to us and to them
That's
as well.
brilliant.
Yeah,
What, who
Right.
is the author?
Eric Hoagland. So he does a lot of the work at the Historical Society on information that's put out. But so he's been working on this book for quite a while. And it's, you know, when you go into, what's the bookstore in Augusta?
Barnes and Noble?
Barnes, thank you. I'm sorry, I am so tired tonight.
Yeah, me too.
So when you go into Barnes and Nobles and you go, there is the books for all the towns.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've ever seen those, but, anyway, so this one's for the town of Belgrade. And so he did a book through this company, and, they are selling the books right now. And he will have them for sale that day, so, I'm gonna do a flyer with all the information on it, the book swap, the, plant swap, and the book, signing. And they'll also be selling books that day.
I think that is a brilliant idea to combine things so that when people go out, they have more than one thing to attend.
Yeah, I think so too. I think, you know, trying to coordinate our efforts with different groups around town is gonna be very beneficial to us. And so I've been working with the recreation director as well. And we've had quite a few conversations about, you know, coordinating our efforts, and he's doing a great job down there, you know, with the senior walk, and I was down there today. It wasn't a big group, but there were still people down there walking, and he still has the tea going, the 10 a.m. tea going on Tuesdays, and the pickleball that I guess has been picking up quite a bit, so. The next thing, does anybody have any questions? I don't want to seem like a dictator. I'm sorry, I'm just like.
So you're doing fine. We'll scream if we,
Tiring tonight.
we'll scream if we have something to say.
So the Union Church, there was a representative that came in. That asked about what things were needed here in Belgrade and where could the Union Church. Best apply their funds. To help out with the municipality in different ways, financially, or just to recognize people. I did happen to mention that we were looking to coordinate our efforts with the recreation department for a larger screen TV, like a 70-inch. We were looking to potentially purchase a credenza. Basically, it would be a locking cabinet similar to something we have out front here. Right now at the North Belgrade Community Center, we have 2 file cabinets, and they're lateral file cabinets, quite tall, but they take up a lot of space. And I think that in talking to Dan, he would like to see something a little smaller that maybe we could fit underneath the TV, put all of our DVDs and different things, are art supplies and things like that into. So the Union Church has a group that, I'm not sure, what do they call it, Betty? Is it
Missions and outreach.
a missions and outreach group? So Sharon Grinnell is actually is it Sharon?
Mhm.
Yeah, the person that came in and we
Okay.
talked for quite a long period of time. We also talked about, making programming more available for seniors in like bus trips. I know when I joined the Board of Parks and Rec back in 1995, we actually did two senior trips a year. We always did Freiburg Fair, but in the spring, we always did another trip to someplace like Gilson's during the Sugar Maples time. So we haven't done anything like that. So I did mention that to them, and that may be an area where they'd be willing to help donate some money to help supplement, the fees that we would have to charge for people to go on the trips. So I've yet to hear back from them, but I am trying to do this outreach kind of thing, so.
Well, they only have a meeting once a month, so you might have.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and it was like a week and a half ago she was in here, so it was still brand new. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but at least we've made an effort. So the next thing, which is not on your agenda, Sue, is that I'm hoping that this will work out with the Union Church, but I would like to have the group approve a bus trip to Botanical Gardens, which I've talked to Dan McGlashing, and he would like to coordinate our efforts. He's thinking the second Tuesday in June.
I wish we could do it on a Friday, because I would love to go.
I know.
I can't, I'm working, so
No.
I can't go on the
And I
Tuesday.
guess, I don't know, there was some reason that Friday wasn't
Mm.
hot.
Pickleball.
Yeah,
Pickleball's been so popular.
so they would pay the recreation center. He said he would pay for the bus, which would be like a Greyhound bus. And it is the time of year where the rhododendrons and all that, those are in full bloom. They're
Yeah,
coming
nice.
out. It's a nice time to go. It's not too hot for seniors.
Mhm.
Then we're also thinking of having them stop at a local restaurant for lunch and shopping if they wanted to do that, if time allowed. So, but my proposal is that I would like to supplement out of our senior resource committee money, an amount of at least $10 a senior, because there is an entrance fee,
Yeah.
and we're not gonna cover the full entrance fee. I'm gonna look into, see if there's a group rate, so we could get in as a group, which would further reduce seniors' fees.
Yeah, the tickets are expensive. I know one
Yeah.
year I bought tickets around Christmas time. And I got the tickets and was planning to go, and then it was a snowstorm.
Yeah.
And they refused to honor the tickets, like for,
Really?
yeah. For,
Very surprised.
yeah, I was too.
Wow.
I thought, you know what, that really stinks,
Mhm.
but
Well, the tickets are about $22 a piece.
yeah, I mean.
So
they're
that would reduce the
outrageous,
ticket
but, yeah.
down to $12 for seniors.
And if they don't have to pay for the bus,
And if they don't have to pay for the bus, they would have to pay for lunch on their own. It was mentioned that there was a restaurant there at Botanical Gardens, but during COVID, they actually got rid of the restaurant. And they have
Oh.
this kind of snack
Mhm.
sandwich pickup takeaway thing, so,
there wasn't much selection and they were expensive. You did
Yeah.
better off to go
Yeah.
someplace outside the gardens.
Yeah,
well, that's right, and if you're down in Booth Bay, there's tons of restaurants down there,
Mhm.
there's tons of shopping areas down there, and, you know. So what do you think about that, Sue?
I am just amazed that that's even a possibility.
Yeah, well, you know, seniors, our seniors do pay a lot of taxes here. We have seniors that pay a lot of taxes, and I feel like
Absolutely.
it's about time that we start to give back because they don't have children in school anymore. And I realize that, you know, they paid for our children in school, but right now the amount that they're paying is like 4 times what they were paying when our children were in school.
Oh, I know.
It's gone up so drastically, and, you know, we have a budget of $3,000, and I'm just like, you know what, we need to start giving back to our seniors and doing
I was
small.
thinking the same thing
These
today.
small things, you
Mhm.
know, that make seniors feel like, wow, you know, I'm happy I live in Belgrade,
Belgrade,
where they
yeah.
appreciate us, where they,
That bus trip idea, I think, is fabulous.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I would love to go,
yeah.
you know.
And in the fall,
Plan a sick
Dan,
day.
Wait, you see, I really can't because I'm the only person at my job that does my job. There's only one person that does the speech language pathology program, and that's me. And it's mandated by state IEP, federal IEPs, you know, so I can't just take it out. And, you know, I already lobbied hard for me to not work on Fridays, and they, and they-
that's kind of where we're at here in the
and
office.
they, you know, they agreed now, and granted, I have a medical, you know, exclusion, so.
Can you take a vacation day?
Well, see, here's the deal. In the summertime, all of us have vacation because we only work 3
Right.
days a week. We only
Right.
work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So their ideology is you got 4-day weekends to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
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 So it's really hard. I mean, they've been super good to me, and, you know, they've been very helpful insofar as, you know, time off and my schedule. But I understand their position, you know, I'm the speech language person,
Mhm.
and, you know, it wouldn't be a big deal, but, you know, IEPs mandate that the
Mhm.
students, you know, have those services, and if they miss those services, we have to make them up.
Right,
And the DOE comes and they look at our records
right.
and they ask
That's it.
us,
Oh,
you
they
know,
miss those services
yeah,
on Tuesday,
what do you-
June
yeah,
13th.
Well, you're the
June
answer,
9th.
Gail, is stay on this committee until you're a senior and then get the bus trips
She
again.
is a senior.
I'm well past being a senior.
She's older than I am.
I'm 67, so.
Wow, you look good.
Yes,
yeah.
You look fantastic.
Thank you. My heart doesn't, but maybe the rest of me looks okay.
Yeah, I never would have thought 67.
Yeah. Well,
All right, so I know that we don't have a full quorum here, but, are
Although
you?
twice if it helps.
What's that?
Oh, like
You
spoke
vote
twice if it
twice.
helps.
I'm gonna send this out email, to the committee, because I think that it's something that we should move forward on. In getting this, set up, ideally, we'd like to fill the bus. I'm not sure what the bus capacity is. And, maybe we would allow for seniors from other communities to come. I'm not sure how we would work that. We would not subsidize the fee for non-residents.
I wouldn't
But
put
I
that-
think that Dan would be okay with allowing the bus and everything to go through. So,
But you
what do
might have a big response to it. I don't know that I would open it up to other communities until.
until we find out whether, and so the sooner that we get the information out there, the better, because then we're gonna know what our.
And then you'll need
sign-up is.
reservations and people should pay ahead.
Right, right, pay ahead. What do you think about that, Sue?
I think it needs to be that way.
Yeah. Okay, and so you're okay with moving this forward, and I'll send
Absolutely.
you-
And I think having people have some ownership into it is a good thing. And then they're not going to back out and we get, you know,
Right,
not as many people as we think.
right. No, I agree too. All right, so I'm gonna send that out email to everyone, trying to get everyone's thoughts on it. And work with Dan McGlashing to make this all happen, because I know that he has to line up the bus. We will reach out to Botanical Gardens, and I looked today to see if they had a group rate. I did not see anything, but there may be something there that's a group rate,
Yeah.
so.
Or a senior's rate.
Well, they do have a senior rate, and that was at $22,
Mhm,
because normally it's $25.
mhm.
So it's a $3 discount. But, and then probably you should look up a restaurant in the area that,
Can
because
accommodate a group.
that can accommodate a bus
Mhm.
of maybe, 25, 30 or more people.
Mhm.
So you're all set with that? Everybody else is all set with that?
Yep.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna move forward on that then.
Thank you for doing that. And Mary, I did send a thank you note to Dan.
Oh, okay, all right, very good. I'm gonna get, I want to send a note off to, Hillary also. And, I think I said I was gonna do that before, and I did not get that done.
Send me your information and let me know what you want me to say and I'll send her a
Okay.
note.
Well, basically just because, I know they both got in the accident, they lost their dog in the car accident.
Oh,
They've been
really?
struggling, I think, ever since. I think there's a lot going on in her personal life, and I'll be honest, Hillary has come to almost every single meeting since the inception of the group. She has showed up, she's not a full member, she comes just as a representative from the Union Church.
Mhm.
And I so appreciated her attendance, because we have asked other people in the community to attend, as part of the community in whatever area that they serve. And they've shown up maybe once and never come again. So.
So send me her information and I'll send her a note.
Okay, all right, very good.
How did they lose their dog?
In the car accident. The dog,
He suffered several broken ribs and broken thorax.
yeah,
Oh, I didn't realize that.
yeah, they lost their dog
Very,
too.
very
Yeah, this
sad.
was before last
The
week.
dog, the car, her husband was seriously.
Yeah.
Did
hurt.
someone hit them or
Yeah, it was on Route 27 near Peninsula Drive, which is where they live. Coming out there, I don't know exactly the details of, but they was with another car
Wow.
or vehicle.
You would think near Peninsula Drive and Belgrade Lakes, how fast are people going?
Well,
It's odd.
Yeah,
Easy,
that's,
60.
but that's where it sort of turns into highway,
Yeah,
so before you turn
And
off.
people don't slow down right away.
yeah. Oh, that's
They come down
sad.
there flying, because I used to live on Peninsula Drive, I can attest to that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't realize they lost their dog. How terribly sorry.
yeah, that is,
That's
it
very
is
sad.
terrible.
Yeah. Oh.
So. Sue Perino, I was gonna say, welcome Sue, Sue's a full member, everybody knows now.
Welcome,
And I-
Sue.
How did she become a full member?
When did she become a
Well,
full
is that what we're
member?
talking Sue Perino now?
So
That's
at the
Brad.
last meeting, yeah, she had submitted her application. Christine Peatfield, I did speak with her. And she did decide to get done at this point in time. She has a lot going on in her personal life with her mother. And she hadn't been attending for several months, so. So anyway, Sue put in her application and the board accepted it, I believe, at their first meeting in April. So
Great.
she,
I'm sorry to
Yeah.
see Chris go, but Sue
I
is
know,
so dedicated.
yeah, she is. I didn't hear from her tonight, and
How
maybe it
bad-
was because my last minute agenda.
She just didn't get it.
I bet she thought it was, then not tonight, but next Monday.
Yeah, but there's no next Monday, it's May.
Oh,
It's May next Monday.
May 1st is next Monday.
Scrap that idea.
I know, because it seems like it came up fast, because it creeped up on me too,
Yes.
this
Yeah.
morning, but it dawned on me.
I know.
So the other thing that I wanted to say was, a big thank you to Kim Hagan, and I did not hear from Kim, but you know that Kim works, an exhausting amount of hours. And quite frequently, does not get home till about this time. But I thought that her newsletter was fantastic. She always does such a nice job in
Yeah.
putting it together, and thank you, Sue, for the edits. I have printed them off. I'm gonna get them distributed around town. I was actually hoping a couple other people would be here. But I'll give some to you, Betty, to drop off.
Yeah, I'll be going down
Yeah,
to Wednesday.
but she always did such a nice job.
She does. Mary, would you send me Kim's information too? So I can send it
Sure.
to her.
Yeah. All right, is there anything I am missing? Anything anybody wants to talk about or feels? I will get the calendar done, because the calendar is not done. I did not hear back from Laura Hudson and her husband. I do know that Linda Hadsel, which I do want to send a thank you note to Linda. Taught on April 13th and April 27th will be her second day for teaching tatting.
Did she have any participants?
She had a few participants. Tatting is not an easy thing to learn. It is a series of knotting with very fine thread, and it takes a lot of patience.
Won't work for me.
When is that, Mary?
So
27.
Linda Hadsel taught for the month of April. It was April 13th was first class that she did. And then her next class is April 27th. So she'll be teaching it again, and we did provide supplies. It was not expensive. Everything was like under $30. And, you know, I think she had 5 or less participants, but however, she had participants.
It's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
What
because-
time is it?
11 to 12.
No, it's gonna be 10 to 12. She
Oh,
did,
she
she
changed
decided
it.
to do 10 to
Oh.
12 because 1 hour
Is not
is
enough.
not enough time. But Ann Greer has also been working, doing the craft days up to the North Belgrade Community Center, and she is on our food pantry. So I think it would be appropriate also, Sue, to maybe send Ann a thank you.
Absolutely. Just send me these
Okay.
four people information and I'll get the letters out.
Okay, all right, very good. Yeah, I don't know, I have not heard from Karen McFadden, and I'm surprised that I didn't hear back from her, but I know that, you know, her house is one of the houses in was it last fall? When they had the hurricane down there or something in Florida?
Oh, in September, you mean Hurricane
Was it-
Ian?
Yeah, September. So
wow.
she's still trying to get work done on her house, and I have not heard from her at all, which is very unusual.
When does she come to Maine?
Well, that's it. She's usually coming by the 1st of May, and she's picking up doing the craft classes at the North Belgrade Community Center. So I'm not really sure what the status is. I'm gonna have to reach out to her on Facebook or send her a text. But, anyway. All right, we don't have any more business.
Well, according to last month, we were going to talk about our calendar and for the year ahead, so we can put things down on the calendar and then
Right,
make sure that we prepare ahead of time. If
Right,
we're gonna have
and
a
so-
spaghetti dinner, we can't wait till.
yeah, Mary DeRosa was gonna do a work chart for us. but she actually hurt her back, so she was not able to attend tonight. She's waiting to get into, for MRI. So she did call me today, and so I'm counting on Mary to do that work chart for us, and then, you know, and talking about the year ahead and where we're going, what we're doing.
Right, and I think we need more than 4 people to do that, so let's table that until the next meeting.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
it's my granddaughter's birthday and she's on the phone downstairs, so I'm gonna run down and say hello.
Okay, all right, thank you so much, Sue.
Bye, Sue.
All
good
right,
night.
bye now.
All right, anybody else? Anything else?
Mary, what was the, I missed this, the Tom and Laura Hudson would like to do a paint day, what kind of a paint day?
Yeah, I did not hear back from them.
Okay,
So,
what type, what kind of a paint day?
so they have
One of
been
those
doing,
artistic thing or painting a building?
no, a paint.
A paint,
Yeah,
oh, I see,
Yeah,
okay,
Artistic thing.
artistic
Yeah.
painting, okay.
yeah, they have been doing it, on their own with
Mhm.
family and different things. And so I had family and friends, and I know both of them, they're very artistic. And
Nice.
so I asked them, so I have not heard back, they just came back from Florida, so I figured I'd give them some time, see if they're willing to do something here in May.
Yeah,
So maybe that they decide to do something, I send it out to email and let everybody know and try to whip up a poster, I don't know. I know Laura's, pretty busy too. Cause she sings with the, Pat Caldwell. Is it Pat Caldwell?
or Pepin,
Pat, no,
Oh,
Pat
somebody
Caldwell, yeah. Group, and, she's gone back to school for different things. She also works. She has a horse camp coming up.
oh,
So,
yeah,
you know, she has a lot going
tons of
on.
stuff, yeah,
Yeah. But,
maybe that was more of a winter thing.
Our next meeting will be the 22nd of May.
oh my gosh, that comes soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
All right, so May 22nd. And I don't know, Gail, did you have anything else?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't want to be the kind of leader that sits here and just tells you everything.
No.
Sometimes I use my position here when I'm here and people come in and I take advantage of the opportunity to talk to people about things.
great.
so-
Yeah, that's
I
great, you're doing
mean-
a great job, Mary.
I just wanted to pass these on to you just so you can see what they do. In Mount Vernon, they have a community breakfast on first Saturday of every month.
Really?
Every month. And they have these,
I
they're on the
didn't-
table for people to take. I know you have different ways of putting it out, but these are pretty easy
Oh,
to.
yeah,
I thought there might be something you want to look at.
yeah, that's a good
Easy
idea.
to see what it is instead of a big
Yeah.
piece of paper.
Right. And I
Is that
know,
the thing they do at the church?
No, this is community center. The old.
yeah, the
Mount
old
Vernon.
community
Right
center,
in the
well,
center
it
of
is
town.
the church. The church
Used to be
right
is
in
the
the corner.
community center.
Right on the corner,
But-
like a.
Yeah,
On
it's on the
41.
lakeside.
Right.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we've been to a couple of them.
Yeah,
We went last.
and they have the Christmas craft fairs there,
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. And summertime antiques
yeah,
things.
yeah.
Yeah,
a nice,
but,
nice group of people that do that,
I know, I used to love going over to the post office cafe for
and it's open
breakfast.
again.
It is.
Oh, it has
open?
been.
Somebody bought it, that's
Oh
what.
my gosh, I did not know that. I thought they were permanently closed.
I had heard that somebody
been
bought
over.
it,
You've been over? Oh, we're gonna have.
and
to
how
go
was it?
over.
It's okay. It's good.
Yeah.
You know, we're missing the gal that's over at Love It Pie Sherry is down there now, so that makes it different. But yeah, it's good. I can't remember. Yeah, we had a good sandwich or something.
I used to go there back in the day